What if I told you that the most powerful weapon in life isn't your voice, your knowledge, or even your strength, but your silence? A silence so sharp it can protect, transform, and even conquer. Would you dare to master it? Have you ever realized that sometimes silence can scream louder than words? That the most powerful response is not a roar of anger, but the quiet restraint of self-control? Many people think strength is about speaking louder, arguing harder, or proving themselves right. But in truth, the strongest people are often the ones who know when to say nothing at all. Because words once spoken can never be taken back. They can heal, but they can also cut deeper than any blade. One wrong sentence said in a moment of anger has the power to destroy years of trust, love, and respect. This is why silence, in the right moment, is not weakness, it is wisdom. Welcome back, Better Store YouTube channel. Today, we will uncover why silence is not emptiness, but one of the greatest strengths you can ever possess. Think of the moments when anger takes over your body, when your heart pounds and your mind burns with the desire to respond. If you speak in that instant, your words are no longer guided by reason, but by emotion. And emotion, as powerful as it feels, is fleeting. What remains is the scar it leaves behind. Silence in anger is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about giving yourself the space to breathe, to think, and to protect both yourself and the people you care about. It is the shield that prevents temporary rage from becoming permanent regret. But here's the hidden truth that few understand. Silence in anger is not just about restraint, it is about mastery. It is the ability to rise above provocation, to choose peace over chaos, to value relationships over the thrill of winning an argument. In silence, you reclaim your power because you are no longer controlled by others' words or your own impulses. You become the one in control. This is why the first and most important situation where silence becomes your greatest weapon is in anger. The person who can remain silent in rage is the one who truly understands strength. Silence is not empty. It is full of clarity, full of dignity, full of maturity. If these words resonate with you, if they awaken something inside you, then I invite you to subscribe to Better Store YouTube channel. Your support is the motivation for us to continue creating meaningful and powerful content that will help you transform your life, one lesson at a time. Stay with us, because what comes next will change the way you see silence forever. There is another moment in life when silence becomes far more powerful than words, when happiness overwhelms you. Many people, in moments of joy, rush to make promises, to speak with excitement, to commit to things that their emotions cannot sustain. Yet the truth is, happiness can cloud judgment just as much as anger. When you are elated, you may promise the world, but when the feeling fades, you are left with obligations that your heart never intended to carry. Silence in happiness is not about suppressing joy, it is about honoring it with balance. When we are filled with excitement, we often underestimate time, effort, and even reality itself. But if you pause, if you choose silence before speaking, you give yourself the chance to weigh whether your words are true, whether your commitments align with who you really are. Silence in joy is the space that protects your sincerity. It ensures that what you give to others is not a fleeting spark of emotion, but a promise forged in clarity and authenticity. Think of how many friendships, partnerships, or dreams collapse because someone spoke too quickly in a moment of bliss. They promised loyalty, support, or effort they could not truly sustain. Their words became fragile, breaking under the weight of life. But when you are silent in happiness, you safeguard both yourself and the people you care about. You allow joy to settle into wisdom before you express it. True happiness does not need to be declared loudly. It radiates quietly through the way you live, the peace you carry, and the love you give consistently. Silence in joy ensures that your words will always be as steady as your actions. It teaches us that happiness is not about speaking more, but about living more truthfully. There are times when sadness grips the heart so tightly that it tempts us to speak, to act, to make decisions we may regret forever. Yet this is precisely the moment when silence becomes not only wise but essential. Sadness clouds vision. It makes every road seem darker, every choice heavier, and every possibility distorted. To decide when you are sad is to hand the pen of your life over to despair, allowing sorrow to dictate your future. Silence in sadness is not weakness, It is strength in its purest form. When you choose to remain quiet in pain, you are giving yourself time to breathe, to let the storm pass before you chart your course. A wounded heart does not see clearly. It magnifies losses, doubts, and fears. But when you hold back, when you sit in silence, you grant yourself the mercy of perspective. Think of how many lives have been altered by decisions made in grief. Relationships ended, dreams abandoned, futures sacrificed. Words spoken in sadness often carry regret, and actions taken in sorrow often build walls instead of bridges. But silence gives you space to wait until your heart is steady, until your mind can balance emotion with reason. In truth, sadness is not permanent. It is a shadow that passes with time. Silence in those moments does not erase the pain, but it prevents you from tying your future to a temporary state. It allows you to honor your emotions without letting them define your destiny. The wisest response to sorrow is not to rush into words or choices, but to wait, to heal, and then to act from a place of clarity and renewed strength. There is a silence more powerful than words, the silence in the face of provocation. When someone insults you, belittles you, or throws anger in your direction, the first instinct is often to defend yourself, to argue, to shout back. Yet in those heated moments, silence speaks louder than any response. It declares that you refuse to be dragged into the chaos of another person's bitterness. An insult is a gift you never asked for, and you are not obliged to accept it. By answering harshness with silence, you strip away its power. The aggressor expects you to react, to mirror their anger, but when you don't, they are left disarmed. Silence in conflict is not weakness. It is mastery over your emotions. It shows that your dignity is more important than winning an argument, and your peace is worth more than proving a point. Words thrown in anger are arrows, sharp, careless, and often regretted later. If you meet them with silence, you let them fall harmlessly to the ground instead of piercing your heart. In time, silence will reveal what words cannot, your strength, your restraint, and your wisdom. And sometimes the silence you keep today will echo louder than any defense you could have spoken. Choose silence not because you cannot respond, but because you know your worth. Let others waste their energy on anger. You will conserve yours for growth. In the end, silence is not surrender. It is control. It is the shield of the wise, the language of the strong, and the quiet victory that no insult can steal. There are moments when silence is not avoidance, but preservation, especially when you face people who will never recognize your worth, no matter what you do. To argue with those who refuse to see your value is like shouting into an empty canyon. Your voice echoes back, but changes nothing. The wise understand that in such situations, words are wasted energy. When people underestimate you, dismiss your efforts, or fail to appreciate your presence, the best response is not constant explanation, but quiet withdrawal. Silence, in this sense, is not defeat. It is a statement. It is choosing to no longer invest your energy where it is not respected. Walking away silently from those who drain your spirit is one of the most powerful acts of self-respect. True worth does not need to be proven through endless arguments or justification. It shines naturally in your actions, in your consistency, in the way you live. Those who fail to recognize it are simply not meant to walk with you on your path. Silence here becomes a boundary, a line drawn not with anger but with dignity. Instead of wasting breath trying to convince others of your value, let your silence speak. It tells them, I know who I am, and I will not beg for recognition. The right people will see your worth without needing reminders. The wrong ones will fade into the background once your silence takes away their power. In this quiet strength, you protect your peace, honor your journey, and reclaim the energy that once went into proving yourself. Silence in the face of disregard is not emptiness. It is the voice of self-respect. There is a silence that carries more weight than 1,000 words, the silence that protects your inner growth. When you are in the process of becoming stronger, wiser, or rebuilding yourself after a storm, it is better to stay quiet. Not every seed can sprout under the gaze of others. Some need the safety of darkness before they rise toward the light. During these times of transformation, silence becomes your shield. It keeps away distractions. It shields you from the judgment of those who do not understand your journey, and it allows you to focus entirely on your own progress. Speaking too soon, revealing too much, or sharing your struggles with those who cannot comprehend them often leads to misunderstanding or discouragement. But silence gives you the space to grow in peace. True power does not announce itself with noise. It is built quietly, brick by brick, until the foundation is unshakable. When you rise again, people will see the change without you needing to explain it. Your silence in the period of growth becomes the loudest declaration once the results appear. Silence here is not isolation. It is preparation. It teaches patience, self-discipline, and resilience. It keeps your energy focused inward rather than scattered outward. And when the time comes, your actions will speak far louder than words ever could. To be silent in moments of growth is to honor the sacred process of transformation. It is the art of guarding your becoming until it is strong enough to shine on its own. Life teaches us that silence is not weakness. It is wisdom in disguise. When we choose silence during anger, sadness, or moments of misunderstanding, we protect ourselves from mistakes that words cannot undo. Silence is also a teacher when we are growing, allowing our transformation to take place without unnecessary judgment from others. It is in quiet reflection that patience is born, resilience is forged, and inner peace takes root. The true lesson here is simple. Not every thought needs to be spoken, not every reaction needs to be shown, and not every battle needs to be fought with words. Silence can be strength, a shield, and even a powerful response that protects your dignity. In today's world of constant noise and opinions, learning to be silent in the right situations can give you clarity, focus, and the ability to rise above chaos. To apply this lesson in your daily life, begin by practicing restraint. Pause before reacting, listen more than you speak, and embrace solitude as an opportunity for growth. By doing so, you will find yourself calmer, wiser, and better equipped to handle challenges. Now, I'd like to ask you, in your opinion, in which situation is silence the most powerful? When you are angry, when you are hurt, or when you are growing? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below so everyone can learn from each other. And don't forget to subscribe to Better Story YouTube channel to support us in creating more inspiring content for you.